was I caught my first deep ball pass in here in D1. I came in here because one of my good friends, Autumn, who worked here, and she was actually my therapist in UAB, along with Sing, along with Mike Jones. And you know, when Autumn would learn these different things out, we would go to the hot tub, and she would just stretch me out, and she wanted to start building the experience. And I'll never forget that when she got on here at D1, she invited me up, and people were playing like flag football, and I'm like, man, I can't go out there and play. Why did you invite me up here? But they start like throwing deep ball routes, and there was a quarterback in here, and I said, hey man, throw the ball. And he went all the way down to the end and threw it, and I caught my first ever deep ball here in D1. And I just fell in love right with this place then. Because from there, it gave me an opportunity to going out on the football field at UAB, and whenever our receivers or tight ends would get their hands right, I would say, okay, you get behind the chair, push me, and you throw a 60-yard pass, and I would catch it. So everything always lined up to my big move. And so, you know, my message is, and I'm out here because I care for DJ, and I was telling Mike Jones that, man, you know, this is the first time I've ever had to speak on a situation where someone that's meant so much to you is gone. You know, that does hurt. It hurts a lot. I look at the story of my brother. My brother was my hero. People ask me all the time, who's your hero? And I wouldn't say Michael Jordan. I wouldn't say Superman or Batman. I would say my brother, my middle brother David, because he pushed me to be the best that I can be. Nothing was ever good enough. And so when he died, after he saved me in a house fire, you know, my life went down the hill. I became depressed. I became suicidal. I became a complete savage, not caring about crime, not caring about what anyone said, because the guy that was just as important to me as my mom is gone. And in fact, his last words to me was, I want you to be great, Tim, and go to the NFL and do something for the family. You got all the potential. Well, he told me those last words a week before Good Friday, in April, and then my car wreck happened in October. The same guy who saved my life, he passed, and then now my car wreck. So now the dreams and the hope and everything that I was capable of, it was gone. But I never forget, man, I never forget. I kept saying, why did this happen to me? Why me? And people would say, why not me? Why not me? And if not you, who else? If not me, who? If not now, when? And so things like that start getting down in my mind. And so my message is today is what I've told Coach Clark, is what I told Coach Hards down in Michigan. The blessing is not in who left, it's in who's left. There's something great in every person in this room, and you got to push it. You still got to push it, because even if the guy that left, the general manager who left, even if he left, if he really meant so much to you, now you will implement everything that he said, all the skills and everything that he gave you, because it should always just trickle down like the domino effect. So I look at Mike Jones, who's the first guy that ever gave me the opportunity to play football at UAB. I look at Sing, who was the first trainer after Mike Jones, who left and had to go back to her country. Then I look at my good friend, I look at Autumn, I look at Dan, I look at all these people who came into my life and helped get me there, but they ended up leaving. And I also remember now being on the football team, and now it was taken away. So through all of that giving and taking away, I still had to be consistent. And what I wrote down in my car, because I had been thinking about it all day, is that most people fail not because of a lack of desire, but because of a lack of commitment. And commitment can be just slacking off at 12 o'clock. That's commitment. I'm fired up every single day because I get an opportunity to do what was taken away from me. I remember being on that hospital bed and not being able to grind, not being able to get up and train. So it's like my heartbeat. I got to do it, else I don't feel alive. And one thing I love, what D1 stands on, the quote is in the bathroom. Character is what you do when no one else is around. That means when you are alone, that means when people are going away from you that have told you right from wrong and told you these things on how to be great, what do you do when you have a moment? You keep doing it. So the message is, again, is what DJ said, and again, it's greatness on the inside of you, but you have to figure out what it is that you want and spend the rest of your life going after. It's been 11 years for me since my car wreck. Am I walking on my own? No, I'm not, but I'm ready to go 11 more years. And 11 more years, if it don't happen, I'm ready to go 11 more years because I got my mind set up on what I want, and it don't matter. And that mindset challenge had to come because I understand this, that change is a challenge. And the only thing constant in life is change. And I'm in Denver, Colorado, speaking in Greeley, Colorado at an event called Remarkable Greeley. I'm sharing the stage with the VP of Chick-fil-A and Dr. Tim Elmore, and they're talking about this new hotel that just got built in Greeley, Colorado, and all these things that are happening for the city. And I'm feeling good, I'm feeling excited because I get more opportunities to go and speak and share my gift. And I get on the phone with my therapist, and my therapist tell me, Tim, your favorite therapist is having to leave. And I flipped out. I mean, I let her have it. Like, I'm looking at it from the business standpoint, but I'm also looking at it from a personal standpoint. And I let her have it. And she asked me, Tim, you know what? You still got to be able to roll with the punches. So no matter what life brings, you gotta go with it, because tomorrow is not promised. Our clients is not promised. Nothing is promised to nobody. That's why you have to give it all you got. And so my boy said, when we came up here, you know, Tim, when are you gonna come up here and coach? When are you gonna come up here and just do some character things with the guys? I said, man, I don't really know, because I'm serious about it. I don't live in a life of excuses. I don't live in a life of exceptions. We don't make exceptions. We just make it happen. That's how I live, because the coaches and the people that have mean so much life, they charged me up right before they left. It's like battery cables. You don't jump nobody off every single day, but you have those people in your life that'll jump you off and get you on your journey so that way you can keep it going. So the word is today, guys, is not about in who left, it's in who's left. And what's left is someone that can go out there and do more. Because what as I understand as a dad, as a son, and understanding about leadership, that the leader always wants those that he's trained to go farther than him. And that's how they live on. So whenever somebody interview me or talk about me, I'm going to tell the story of my brother, because his name will always live on. I'm going to tell the story of Coach Woodfin and Mike Jones, and the story of UAB, and the story of my mom, how she went through 2 of her kids losing everything, how she lost the house. I'm going to always tell that because I learned something through the lesson. So again, the blessing is not in who left, it's in who left. But remember this, the journey will not be easy, but it will be possible for you to win. Again, the journey will not be easy, but it will be possible for you to win. You just got to work hard at it every day. So don't lose sight. I tell people, you got to be after your dream like a high-speed chase. You ever seen, you can Google a high-speed chase, and we watch high-speed chases to see if the bad guy really going to get away. And as long as the police is chasing the bad guy, the chase gets bigger and bigger and bigger. They don't call out helicopter watch until they say, hey man, this guy's getting out of hand, we need another spot on. You got to be willing to go after it regardless, by any means necessary. And I've seen that with my life, and I look in that mirror every single day, and I say, I got to keep going. I just told my fiance last night, Kayla, don't just set a goal and then when you reach it, stop. You should always set another goal, another goal, another goal, because in reality, there is no finish line in life. Life is forever. You want your dream to live forever, and you don't want to retire from it, which means you got to work hard for it. So DJ, thank you. I hope this word hit you right at home, but we just got to keep it going. We just got to keep it going. And I'm looking at my life as a guy who couldn't read and couldn't write, that was paralyzed from the neck down, that didn't even know his name, his mom's name, that I still have a problem with speaking and just keeping a straight thought sometimes because I'm a brain injury, but I keep it going. I don't make excuses. So don't make excuses for yourself or for situations that have came.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
And I want my stretch, too. Yes, sir.